Hi, I'm Oma D. Thanks for visiting with me today. I know it's a crazy time for me to be starting videos because we're getting ready to move into our new home, so I've been packing and my place is a mess. But there's not a whole lot we need to do in my office besides just have a little chat. My point in making videos is I was talking to my daughter and she said, when I was in college, there was a lot of college people that didn't know how to do laundry or they didn't know how to do the grocery shopping or there was a lot of little things that many people take for granted. And although I know there's a lot of really good teachers out there on YouTube, sometimes things can be said one way by one person and said another way by another person, and it just makes more sense because not all our brains think alike. So I'm hopeful that the few bit videos that I'm starting with will be really helpful to somebody, whether it's a college student, um, a young person newly out on their own, a young mom. It doesn't matter. You could be 100 years old and never have gone through all of this stuff. So, whoever it helps, I'm just glad that I can do it. Today, we're going to learn how to do a menu and a shopping list. It's really important. Most of us nowadays, especially with this COVID stuff going on, um, we have to stick with a budget. And the big thing about shopping is you get to the store and usually you're hungry when you go to the store, and so you're just picking up things left and right and throwing it in the cart. And then you get to the checkout, and excuse me, my furry kids are visiting us today too. Anyway, you get to the checkout stand, and you're really surprised that you bought so much stuff, but you really didn't get hardly anything, it seems. So, hopefully, I can help you avoid some of that. When you get ready to do a shopping list, it really doesn't take very long to do, but you want to go through your freezer, your pantry, or your whatever your cupboard is that holds your groceries, and your refrigerator. Write down what you have on hand. Start there. Then you're going to go back, whether you're sitting at your kitchen table or a desk, wherever it is you choose to sit down and on your sofa watching TV while you fill out a menu, because this is a no-brainer thing. The first thing you need to do is write down the date, and then I usually put what day of the week it is so that it helps me. Um, when school's in session, I usually have a class that I take on Monday nights. So Monday nights, I want something that's quick and easy to do. By the way, just because you write down a dish does not mean you have to do it that night. There's times that I may put down I want to do a casserole on Tuesday night. That Tuesday night comes along and I really don't feel like a casserole. I kind of feel like a steak, or I feel like a burrito, or eggs and ham, or whatever it is. You can always make something different. So it's mostly just a guideline that I do that. Some people are more rigid. My grandma, she used to like to make a menu. On Mondays they had meatloaf, on Tuesdays they had something else, whatever, and she stuck by that. So the kids always knew what they were going to have that night because that's the night grandma always made that sort of thing. If that works for you, if that is less stressful for you, by all means do it. But if you like the flexibility, it's not wrong. So, what you're going to do is you're going to write down a dish next to the date, and then you're going to flip the page. You're going to write down what you do not have to make that dish. So, the first one here is an example. I have burritos. Look at your list. Do you have hamburger? Oh, yeah, I've got 10 packages of hamburger, so I don't need that. Do I have refried beans or whatever other beans you want in your burrito? Maybe you don't want beans in your burrito. I like black beans. My husband likes refried beans. Go figure. We might have one or both or neither. Do I have tortillas? Do I have cheese? If you do not have those items, you write that down on your list. Then you go to the next day. What do I want? What other meals do I want? Just fill those in. And I might also go through like some special days that, like right now we've got Memorial Day coming up. I want to grill out. I want to have some burgers and who knows. But I'm going to have some burgers out on the grill. So I'm going to put burgers for that day to make sure I've got them. Whatever else you want to have with your burgers, coleslaw, baked beans, corn on the cob, put it down. And then go to your menu or go to your grocery list, write down what you need to make that meal, and then go to the next one. You do each meal that way so that, or you write them out and then go through one at a time to make sure that you get all the meals down so that you have all the ingredients on your list that you're going to need to pick up at the store. Whichever way you want to go, just be consistent. Because if you write down a whole bunch of them and you skip around, sometimes I skip around dates because I put down like different dates that I know. Like I'll go through and do all Wednesdays. Those are usually I'm eating at the church with my friends, or there's a potluck night in there. So I'll put down what I'm doing for those nights. Monday nights are easy to do because I want quick, easy meals when school's in. When you do that, if you've gone to your shopping list and wrote down each time you wrote a meal down, then you've got them no matter how you skip around on dates. If you want to fill these all out at one time, then go back to the top of your list and go down. You aren't missing one as you put the ingredients that you're needing on your shopping list. But as you are making your meals, your menu, look at the list of stuff you already have that you wrote down so that you can say, okay, I know I've got burger and I've got tater tots and I've got the mixed veggies and I've got cheese. So I already have those items. I can make a beefy casserole. Or I'm missing one of those ingredients, so I'll put down beefy casserole, flip it over, and write down the ingredient you're missing. Once you get that all done, then go back through your kitchen again and write down the staples that you're missing. Do you have enough mustard? Do you have enough ketchup? Don't forget that you need to write down your lunches. What do you take for lunch? Are you taking leftovers? Easy peasy, just have leftovers from your meal the night before. Do you like lunch meat sandwiches? Do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Make sure that you have... Missy? Excuse me. She's young and she's curious about what's in the box. Anyway, make sure you write down your lunches. And then breakfast. What are you doing for breakfast? Do you have enough coffee? Do you have creamer if you need creamer? What do you need for your breakfast? Put those down. Then you have all your staples down. Don't forget to check, do you have enough trash bags? Do you have enough paper towels? Do you have enough dish soap? How about your bathroom? Do you need more TP? Do you need toothpaste? Do you need more toothbrushes? Is there anything in the bathroom that you might need? Soaps, shampoos, etc. Write those down. When I make a grocery list, I usually put like all my grocery stuff, main grocery stuff on this side, and then I'll put my meats up in the corner, and then down in this corner I put my non-food items, my non-grocery items, like dog food, toilet paper, paper towels, etc. Because normally the store is kind of laid out that way. It's not wrong to just make a list and keep going. It's not wrong to do that either. But for me, in my organization, it just helps me a little bit. And it might help you too. I don't know. So, once you get to the store, you find out, oh, I forgot to put that down and I know I needed it. Go ahead and write that down. And then what I do while I'm shopping, and the reason I would write down that forgotten item as I get it off the shelf, is because I put down the price next to it. That helps me so that before I ever get to the checkout stand, especially if I'm like watching my pennies, literally my pennies, then I can add up everything that I've purchased, and I know about how much it's going to be when I get up there. If it's an item that has tax, round up. So like if the item was $9.75 off the shelf, put down 10. If an item was $4.35, write down 5. That way, when you get up to the front, you should have a pretty good idea of how much it's going to cost. If you see that you're going to go over what you have available in your budget for your grocery shopping, you can always put back something that, well, I really probably could get by another couple weeks without shampoo. It would just be convenient to have it. Okay, I'll put that back. If you put all that down, you can add it up, and most of our phones have a calculator on it nowadays, so you don't even have to do the math, literally do the math. But rounding helps out. If you don't have a calculator you want to use, you can add it up a little bit quicker if you're just rounding. So make your list, pick what's only on your list, and make sure you eat something before you go to the store. If you're going in the morning, make sure you have your breakfast. If you're going in the afternoon, make sure you've had your lunch. If you're going in the evenings, make sure you've had your dinner. If it's kind of in between, you're past lunch, you're not quite to dinner, have a snack. Just a little snack. You'd be amazed at how much that cuts down on your impulse buying, and then you don't end up with just a bunch of snacks and fast foods and things that aren't good for you. It'll help in the long run. It'll help your bottom line, help you stay on track. And when you get all done with it, I usually post my menu on the refrigerator, and that way I know what's available. What stuff do I have that I can make a meal? And what do I really feel like having that day? Either way, you're able to quickly look at it, see what you got, and it helps out. And you have the added extra bonus of, I didn't spend as much as I could have because I knew what I was going for. I was focused on my budget. I was focused on my menu, had my shopping list, and I was ready. The stores are really good at putting out things that people will buy impulse. All those things up by the register, the snacks, the drinks, the candies, those are all things trying to get you to get the last minute things to up how much you're spending in the grocery store. But if you only go and get what's on your list, in the long run, it will help. So I'll put a few more of these videos on with these helpful little hints, and I hope you join me again. If you like my videos, please subscribe. That helps out too. And like I said, this is my first one. I'm sure I'll get better as I go. Well, I hope. I hear you can teach an old dog new tricks. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.